If you're in business, you are in sales. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, Susan. I don't like to sell. I don't like the S word. I like the S word if it's salsa and chips, but I don't like sales. Guess what? In business, it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you've started a hair salon, a massage therapist, you're a CPA with a side hustle, or whatever business you're in, you're doing a tech startup, you have got to learn how to sell. And in my own experience with business, and I've been in business for almost 4 decades, the biggest thing I see with people is that they discount sales. And so this video today, I'm going to teach you 5 things you need to know in terms of how to close a deal. My name is Susan Sly. I am an entrepreneur. I am a tech investor. I am an author, and I'm a mom of 5. Yes, yeah, I know. Sometimes I shake my head too. It's crazy. And so this concept of closing the deal, like how does that work? And so this video today, and I'll make a video for you too. Just head over to susansly.com. You can submit a question to me. I'd be happy to make a video for you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Raw and Real Entrepreneurship is me keeping it real, just direct and honest from someone who's been in business for a very long time, helping you, because the failure rate of business is so high and it breaks my heart. And I meet so many people, whether I'm going to get my hair done or I'm at a restaurant with the server, there are so many people out there who want to start a business and they just don't know how. They have an idea or a concept, but they don't know the fundamentals. And that's what this channel is about. It's all of my years, 40 years in business of sales and marketing and, building businesses to help you. So that's what the channel is about. Hit the subscribe button, share this video. And today's video is dedicated to my dad. If you have been watching this channel for a while, drop the name of my dad below. Yes, his name is Joe. And my dad, he is a brilliant person. He raised me as a single dad, and in his career, he's still alive. He was an engineer and he worked on projects like the microprocessor and the pacemaker, and he gave me the gift of curiosity. So I've always been a very curious person, and I think it's one of my strengths. It's how I've learned so many things. And so my dad and I are on the phone, and I call my dad. He lives in Canada and I live in the US. So I call him 4 times a week on a regular schedule. So the other day I called my dad, and my dad said, "Susan, will you make a video for me?" So, Daddy, this video is for you. And he said, "Is there any difference with closing a deal where you're going to get maybe, a sale, the deal is maybe $500 versus millions of dollars?" And I said, "Actually, no, there is no difference." And so this video was inspired by my dad, and hopefully it will help you too. So the first thing in order to close a deal is being clear on the problem you solve. And this is your problem statement. So if you're building a pitch deck, you have a problem statement. This might be an elevator pitch. So what is the problem that your business solves? And so let me give some examples. So Drybar, and I love Drybar. For those of you who watch my channel, I love Drybar. So Drybar solves this issue where people, they want to go get their hair blown out. They just want it to be quick. They want to book it online. They offer, I think, maybe 10 different ways you can get your hair blown out. They don't do cuts. They don't do colors. They do one thing. They solve this problem that people who don't have a lot of time, they go in, they need to get their hair blown out. Boof, that's it, right? That's the problem they solve. And so whatever your business is, you have to be clear. So let's say you have a wellness product, and let's say it helps people lose weight, then be okay with that, because a lot of people want to lose weight. They want to get healthy. Let's say you've written a book and you're, starting to get out there, and, your book is part of a funnel you're building. What problem, one line, does your book solve? When I wrote the book, Organize Your Life, it was very simple. It was teaching people how to organize their life. The problem was you procrastinate, you're disorganized, you need to organize your life. Boom, poof, that's it, right? So what is the problem you solve? Number 2, you want to identify customers who have that problem. When you're trying to sell something to people that don't have a problem that you solve, that's where you run into all kinds of challenges. So, as an example, with Radius AI, which is a company that I co-founded with 4 amazing guys, the problem that we're solving is in our artificial intelligence in the retail sector. We're solving the problem that the businesses we sell to, they can't measure things that aren't with their POS system, their point of sale. So we're able to measure things that they can't measure. That's it. Cool. So we can measure things like a queue length. We can tell them how many customers are in the store, how many bought, how many didn't, all that good stuff. And that's one of the things that we do in our retail product, right? So thinking about that and getting clear. In my agency, we solve a problem. Google, how do you improve your Google ranking? So it's a problem we solve, right? So if you want to know how to do that, go to agency8.com. They will take care of you. They're amazing over there. I love the gals who work in that company, which I founded, but they run it, which is awesome. So knowing who has your problem. Okay, that's number 2. And then 3 is researching those people that are going to be the decision makers. And I can't emphasize enough that if you don't do your research on a person, you are not going to be able to build the kind of relationship you need in order to get a yes. And I'm going to say it again. If you do not do your research on a person, you are not going to be able to build the relationship you need to get a yes. Let me give you an example. With LinkedIn, I got a LinkedIn message, and it was just an auto message. It was like, have you thought about starting a podcast? Okay, well, if you took a second to Google me, you would know that I have a podcast. It's in over 120 countries. Okay. Hello, or, have you ever thought of writing a book? Yeah, I've written 7. Okay. So do your homework. So when I'm focusing on doing business with someone, I will do an extensive amount of homework. So here's some of the stuff that I do. I'll look at their LinkedIn profile. I'll look at where they went to school, their job experience. I'm also going to Google them, and then I'm going to hit the news tab. And I encourage you to do that. So you put in someone's name, you hit news, and then you can see if they've won any local awards or any things like that. I'm going to research that decision maker until I find some things we have in common. And this has been one of the secrets to my success, is this concept of finding something in common with that person. Because why? Do people do business with people they like, know, and trust? Yeah. And one of the secrets to trust is something in common. If you haven't heard my interview with Dave Horsager, it's amazing. He is a global expert on trust. Check it out. It's awesome. So next, you do the research on that person. And then number 4 is now you go into your network. Like, let's say I wanted to approach Walmart as an example with my retail product with Radius. I would start, I know the decision makers over there. I've done my research. I know who the ideal people are to talk to at that company. Now I'm going to say to my network, do you know this person? Or do you know someone in this department? Do you know someone in this division? And that's how you do it. And again, if you have a product where you're a B2C person, so business to consumer, then you can use this same technique. And you might say something like this. Let's say you said, wow, my product will really help real estate agents with stress, but I want to focus on high volume real estate agents because I want my $500 product to be an easy yes for them. So you start saying to your friends, do you know anyone at Keller Williams who does over, $5 million in transactions a year? Do you know anyone at, just Remax that does over 10 million in transactions a year? You start to ask your network because you're so clear on the person and the profile that you're seeking. So even if you don't know exactly who the person is, you want to know that avatar type, we call it, just knowing about that person, being able to describe them. And in the business world, we call this the decision maker. It's someone who can make a yes. Now, that person who can make your yes for you, they have to be able to afford your product. As I said, they have to have the problem that you solve for them, and you have to be able to show them clearly how you solve that problem. And then the fifth thing is follow up creatively. So there was a survey done by a company in the UK called Marketing Donut. And what they found was 80% of sales happened after the fourth follow-up, but fewer than 20% of people actually followed up more than 4 times. So in order to close a deal, follow-up is going to be essential. And when I'm looking at hiring sales team members or building out sales teams, one of the things I look for is tenacious follow-up. And I'll even test people, right? So let's say someone puts a resume in. I'm testing, are they following up? Did you get my resume? Did you get my email? Did you, whatever the case is. And you want to follow up creatively to close a deal. So in my business world, some of the best deals I've closed, I've been very, very, very creative. And how do I do that? I pay attention in meetings to what people say. I pay attention to things I find out about them on the internet. So let's say, as an example, someone was like a huge Crimson Tide fan. I might, meet with them, do a presentation, then I might go find like a Crimson Tide mug or a T-shirt and send it to them with a personal note. That just shows them that I am paying attention. And I have to tell you that so many people in my circle, in my sphere, who close deals, myself included, that are very significant in size, there is that creative follow-up that I really think it's one of the books I must write as I, when I carve out time to write more books, is really on that creativity of follow-up. Because when you're following up creatively, paying attention to someone, it might even be something as simple as, hey, Allie, how is Jacob's birthday party? Because you made notes and you remembered that it was her son's 10th birthday, and that's why she couldn't meet with you that day. That kind of stuff, don't discount it. Okay, if you're discounting it, you're probably not making as many sales and doing as many deals as you can. The people who remember things, who write those things down, who are paying attention to those things, guess what? They make people feel good. And when you make people feel good, they become an easier yes to your product or service. So that is how you close a deal, my friends. And so with that, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Write my dad's name in the comments because this video is for him. Joe is his name. And if you want me to make a video for you, as I said, go to susansly.com, go ahead. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, but submit a question to me and I'll make a video for you. And I don't even have to mention your name. It's up to you. If you don't want me to mention your name, I'll never mention your last name. But the whole purpose of this channel is to help people just like you navigate business. And as I said, it doesn't matter if you're doing a startup, a tech startup. It doesn't matter if you're starting a brick and mortar business. I want this to be a community and a family where you feel heard, where you get your questions answered with no nonsense. And I can commit to you, if I don't have the answer, I will go find it out for you. So with that, God bless, go rock your day, and I will see you in another video.